The Polaris Memo Box is a 1968 icon of Jaeger-LeCoultre. It's a very sporty piece with an iconic black dial, very recognizable style, trapezoidal indexes, very specific font. And we wanted to bring a new addition to the whole Jaeger-LeCoultre master line in the sport elegant segment for men. And it was not just a revival of the Polaris Memo Box 1968, but actually we intended to create an entire line with useful everyday complications for the man in motion.
You need to respect the character. It's more important than the details. What is the character of the Polaris? The Polaris is a very contrasted style, very clear to understand, and this is the first point that we need to conserve and that we need to find in the new collection, but in all the range, because at the beginning we have only Memo Box movement in the Polaris, and now we have the chronograph, the automatic, the chronograph world time, and we need to find the same spirit in the chronograph than in the Memo Box.
We'll start with the automatic Polaris, which comes with a black or blue dial, very well inspired from the original model, with the Polaris font, with the trapezoidal indexes, but you really recognize all the features of the original Polaris, including the double crown, because it has an inner bezel, which is commanded by the upper crown. The case has been reworked, but is very faithful to the original as well, but with nice shades of satin polish and mirror polish. The dial is extremely interesting because it's a triple tone dial with a combination of sunray finish at the center, grain finish where the indexes are, and satin finish for the inner bezel. Next piece in the collection is the auto date. It's a 42mm piece. We have a domed crystal. We have a closed case back, whereas the automatic and the chrono and the world time chrono have an open case back. We have the date, and then we find the similar patterns that you find on the other Polaris models. 2 crowns when there is not the Memo Box function. This one comes with a great rubber strap, very well integrated, a completely new design with the Clou de Paris finishing, but very purely and seamlessly integrated with the case. Next is the piece of inspiration, which is the Polaris Memo Box, a limited edition of 1,000 pieces, similar in style to the auto date, which I just showed you, except this one has the 3rd crown, which commands the alarm function. Fairly thick, which is also a demand that we have from our customers to have more edgy watches and more sporty watches. Closed case back, 200-meter water resistance, whereas the other models have 100 meters. And there again, the rubber strap, which is the ideal companion to this watch with a very clear diving inspiration. So the chronograph is a 42mm watch, very clear Polaris inspiration as well. Completely new steel bracelet for Jaeger-LeCoultre. Really nice combination of mirror polish, satin polish, great integration into the case. And it also comes in gold with a very nice and very distinctive anthracite dial. On this model, you see the back of the Polaris, which is our caliber 751. And finally, we wanted to complete the Polaris line with a really edgy piece, so we decided to make a 44mm titanium world time chronograph. So this is the reference that comes also in black and blue, and the blue versions, they come on this dark brown calfskin strap, which gives a really nice combination of colors. And there again, you know the inspiration from Polaris, 1 crown, 2 crowns to command the inner bezel, which has the world time function.
Each movement has its own difficulty, and it's always a challenge to develop and to conserve all the codes. That's why we need to find always in each of this collection the 3 or 4 strong elements. Double crown or triple crown, numbers, trapezoidal indexes, and black and white or blue and white, very contrasted dial.
There was clearly a hole in our collection today. You know, Jaeger-LeCoultre for a very long time has been addressing lovers of style and technique. And this is exemplified through our master range. This is, of course, what the Reverso perfectly fills up, but always in this timeless, fairly classic segment. And we were really missing in our range a sports watch and a watch for what we like to call the man in motion. And looking at our heritage, it was fairly obvious to us that Polaris would be the right starting point for this.